What up, y'all? Sweet. The voice is still waking up. It's still very early. I think feels like it, you know. So I feel like my voice is down low. Like y'all not gonna be able to hear me. I don't know what's going on, y'all. My energy feels so like whatever. What up, Wheatfield? Hey, Melissa. Great day, beloved. Hey, beautiful. Thank you so much. Hey, Jean. Great day. Great day, everybody. What's the energy? I have no idea. It feels so. I don't know. I honestly feel like my brain not work. Like I could go back to bed, but we can't really do that because we got things we got to get done, like work. We woke up yesterday. It decided to just snow and dump buckets and inches of snow on top of us. So everybody's all snowed in. It's one of those days you could just stay up underneath the covers and just kind of cozy up and just sleep. Put on some good movies. But, we got to do the things, right? I don't know what the pin comedy is. I'm really getting like, what's the vibes? Like what is the energy? I feel like there is some energy going on. Like, you're excited today. Oh, good. Spread the excitement. Look what cup we got, Jean. Excitement. Get the smile out. What is the vibes? Good energy. What's the vibe is what we getting. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know if it's going to be a couple of little minis to kind of get our attitude going. I'm feeling like a random series of events. Like I woke up and got everything, situated, get my mind started going, get into check the calendar. Okay, what is the schedule looking like? Is space a little bit, space here, space there. Maybe these are some things that we want to do. Work on our passport because we need to. So that's at the top. We had a crazy urge all of a sudden to work on, we got to get our passport renewed. So somebody going to travel? Could be, right? You need your passport to travel. For most, like internationally, absolutely. Domestically, if you have a real ID in the States, you can travel with that, but I don't. So I usually use my passport and now it's expired, and so I need to update that. So a cool trick, if you didn't know, if your passport is expired within the last year, right? You can use your expired passport in a identification, another form of ID to travel with. TSA allows it. I was like, yay, because we needed to do that. And so now we're in a space where we need to get the passport renewed, so we're gonna do that. You wanted to apply for your passport? Yes, it's a good time. I don't know if you could do it for the first time online. You might. They're trying out a new beta system, right? So that we don't have to go through the by mail process. You can get your picture taken on your cell phone, like CVS or somewhere. They will take passport pictures for you, and you can upload everything from your device or from your computer and go through the pay your fee online. I need to research the difference between a passport book and a passport card. I don't know why we wrote the B like that. It's almost like a combination of the B and the P. But let's see, what is the difference between the card and the book? That's what I want to know. Because if I could pay $30 for a passport card and I don't have to have the book, then that would be great. Because the book is $130. And the last book, I only got it stamped like 2 or 3 times. Like a lot of countries, sometimes the passport, like I don't know if it's immigration or whatever it is, like, when they stamp your passport, they're not like always right there like by the port and stuff. So you have to go somewhere else. And I just wanted to collect the stamps. That's the only reason why I wanted the book. They send both. Yeah, because I only got a book, and they charge you separate now. They charge you $130 for the book, and it's $30 for the card. So you can pay $160 to get a passport card and a book. And I'm like, if I don't need a book, with pages that are never gonna get stamped. Just send me the fucking card and I'm good with it. As long as I can travel with it, that's all I care about. Travel. Smile. Let's get some cards. Let's see what Spirit is saying. I almost feel like the angels are talking. Let's get some angel messages. Let's get some advice from our higher selves. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. We in 5 minutes. Y'all know we be having to get warmed up. Thank y'all for tapping into the Tears of Week Tarot show where you showing up. Never know what you're going to get. My name is Lottie. Hey, y'all. Great day. I hope you smile today. Give yourself a big old hug. Like, love on you. Want to give us a hug? Give us a hug. Yay. I don't know when was the last time you hugged yourself, but hug you. I felt like one of my spirit team wanted to hug us too. Yes. Oh, yeah. You know what? They going through some serious. They knew what they was doing. They been planning that unrest over there for a long time. But you know, the world. It's a lot going on between Iran, Venezuela. The whole, even the, not just global geopolitical, I'm not talking about that, but I'm picking up, we've been saying since 2007, 2006, 2007-ish, watching the political scene for like almost the last 20 years. And it's kind of crazy how things have unfolded. We were talking about a lot of things that are just commonplace now that people really weren't really thinking about. RFID chips for your pets was just something that was just coming out. Now it's commonplace. Like you microchip your pets so you can find them. At the same time, places like Sweden, in the last couple of years, have been testing out microchips in humans. So we were like, yeah, we can see where that's going. There was unrest in some countries on the continent of Africa because one of their leaders, I don't know if it was, who was it? I don't want to call his name. I want to say it starts with an M. It might have been Mugabe. I might be getting it wrong. But either way, there was talks about them coming away from U.S. currency and trading oil and gold. And so trading oil and gold would be like, it was Russia, China, and a couple of prominent countries in Africa coming together to come away from the U.S. dollar and start to trade in gold. So that would definitely hit, our economy and disrupt, the dollar as being a world currency. Everything being traded in U.S. dollars. So that was significant. What other things were we looking at? We were watching the disintegration of public awareness. Now that's a big one. Disintegration of public awareness. What do you mean by that, Lottie? C-SPAN 3. One of those channels that people don't think about, but you can see legislation happen. Not the fucking debauchery, the political theater of what we get on snippets of CNN and shit like that. No. I'm talking about when they are in the chamber and they are marking up deals, when they are literally laying down legislation. So when we noticed that the next season, C-SPAN 3 had been canceled, we knew that they were starting to do shit for real in the dark. Like, we would not know how things were legislated anymore because they were not giving us any awareness of it. And they never said specifically, like, why not CNN, but C-SPAN 3 was taking off the air. I do know they would put it under the guise of, like, numbers and shit like that, but fuck, you still got PBS going on. You know what I mean? Like, so it's something else different with that. So watch the space, for real, because we've been watching it develop for a number of years. U.S. does have oil reserves, but we are not going to use it. We're always wanting to hold on to what we have and access what somebody else has. So what the president is doing in Venezuela is very scary. They went over there and that's a free and sovereign country. That is a free and sovereign country. He's essentially doing to Venezuela what everybody was so freaked out about what Putin was doing with Ukraine and Georgia and trying to just snatch Crimea. Like it doesn't. It's it's people. Oh, we will get through it. We've been through tough times before. It's just cleaning up the damage. But then again, it's like, is this really what they want? Because war makes money. War makes money. There is not too many more economic drivers as big as the engine or the business of war. And so, yeah, I feel like we're definitely, I caution to say that, but I believe that we are at war and we have been for a while. Various different stages of war, whether it's cyber war, whether it is, other countries are trying to attack infrastructure in various different ways. It's like a difference between a quiet war and cold war. So there is a lot going on in the atmosphere that people are just not aware of. Unfortunately, they set the condition, because y'all got to think, 20 years ago, TikTok wasn't like this. It wasn't like where people were so caught up in like entertaining themselves so that they're not seeing what's actually happening in their daily lives. They're not picking it up because everything that you scroll by is somebody dancing to a new fad, a new trend, and it's just keeping the mind busy so that you don't recognize what's happening. So I pray, I'm glad, Jean, that you are paying attention, because a lot of people are not. They're not, and if they're looking at it now, they're not seeing how it developed like over the last 20 something odd years. I would go all the way back to at least 2001, the last 25 years. Yeah. And you can go all the way back to 2001 at least. Maybe even back to Desert Storm. So let's get into some cards. Thank y'all so much for listening. Y'all gotta remember, these are long-term goals. These are not anything that just comes up fly by night. No. Acceptance is coming out. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're gonna practice some acceptance. That's what Spirit is advising us. Thank you to the Alpha and the Omega. The Alpha and the Omega. Go Alpha. Go Alpha. Go Alpha. Hey. Omega. 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 Oh, let's get it, my week. Let's get it. Yes. We get some energy up. Get some energy. I need to feel powered up. We're missing the sun. It's gloomy. It's cold. I'm gonna go get back in the bed. I need to get some artificial sunlight or something. Have anybody got one of those things where it's like one of those big ass sun lamps or sunlight things where it's like it brightens up at a certain time of day and then or in the morning to make it feel like the sun just rose so that you can get up? I might need one of those things. Yeah. For Iran, it goes back to 79, and you are so right, Gene. Oh, you want to talk about getting into the uranium program? What? Who helped them sponsor it, Gene? Come on, let's get into it. Who gave them money to invest? Now we mad because they actually did it, because they're growing and they won't tell us all their damn business? Throwing rocks and hiding hands, investing in shit, and then you don't like that the fact that they're progressing, and now you want to, because now they feel like they're a threat. Come on, yes, 79. I love it. I love it. I was studying on the U.S.-Iran conflict, and I was like, damn, we gave them the money for their program. We helped them start it. And now we want to go to war with them because we don't know what they're doing? Because they won't let us come over there and inspect their shit. What you building with the money we gave y'all 50, 70, 90 years ago? Just saying. People don't be knowing though. They don't be knowing what the fuck we be doing to start these conflicts. See, that's what I'm saying. War is business. This is a country built on war. War is business. And if you don't understand war as an industry, then you probably really won't understand the country. you won't be able to really read the terrain and see what's getting ready to happen. It says, see yourself in others through the eyes of the angels. I need angel eyes to see this card. I can't read these damn words. I need my spectacles on. It says an unconditional love and acceptance. See yourself through the and see yourself and others, all of us. Thank you. We see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. So, I'm getting something about how we look at things and how we look at each other. See yourself through the eyes of the Most High. See other people through the eyes of the Most High. Right? Like, it's a thing where other countries could be afraid of the United States because we have a tendency to be a bully in the world, like we are the world's protector. So it's something with that, right? So if they are enriching in their uranium program and they are developing weapons that could protect themselves, why does the U.S. get threatened when other people or other countries have the ability to protect? We not chasing down China like that to figure out what kind of fucking weapons they got going on over there. We know better. Just saying. It's a difference with who we choose to fuck with. We ain't running over there fucking with Putin trying to figure out what kind of weapons he got. No. But it is something about arms races and, agreements to disarm, especially when it comes to nuclear weapons, because that shit doesn't benefit any one of us. Somebody blow off a nuclear right now, it's gonna cause so much damage it doesn't even make sense. So it seems like it's just like you don't need to fucking take a baseball bat to kill a fly. You know what I mean? You really don't. Some shit is just excessive. You don't have to go through all of that. And so many ways and tactics of war. And why do we feel we need to be nuclear and create such weapons of mass destruction? I don't know. But that is one of the reasons why I'm going to go there. Yes, Law, were you going to space? Why there is so much celestial activity around Gaia, because humans have developed the ability to damn near rip a hole in space-time continuum. The shit that we are thinking up in terms of weapon systems, right? It could destroy the planet, destroy everything on it. So other non-bodied entities would be interested in preserving Gaia, right? Gaia is a gold mine. She is a beautiful garden that is resource rich. And so there's a lot of interest in making sure this planet has sustainability. And right now, the biggest threat to the planet is humanity. So if we could see ourselves the way the Most High God sees us, maybe we could come into balance, with our home, with our ecosystem, with, the environment, with each other. You know what I mean? Like, why do we feel like we need to conquer one another? Why do we do that? Why do we feel like we need to hoard resources and that Gaia is not fruitful enough for all of us to live in comfort? And I'm not saying that everybody has to be lavish like the lifestyles of rich and famous, but damn it, when you live in a community where everything is shared communal resources, everybody is fed, everybody's needs is met. Is that a utopian? I kind of believe so, but then not, because it's not like everybody is walking around just eating the same shit like caviar and fucking, living in 30,000 room mansions and shit. But it is like, okay, those fucking buildings that's that big for 4 people to live in that motherfucker, would it make more sense for you can have all these people that don't have a place to live? That's a lot of land for one person. And there's so many people that are homeless, or housing insecurity. What could we do with it if we actually cared and looked out for one another the way that we supposed to? Yeah. Look, see only love. Right? And it's like, give out the energy of love. Look past seeming errors, mistakes, and misunderstandings. See only the love within each other, including yourself. Your resolute focus on love on the love that underlines every situation brings about healing in an undreamed of ways. In undreamed of ways. And we only saw love and we can accept each other as love, light on voluntary escape. And our interest was to uplift and to build, to expand love, we would be in a whole different place. Yeah, it is a revolution against yeah, the regime. And here's the thing, like they definitely like how to I don't know. I have to go back and look. I don't want to misspeak, but it's giving me something like even when who was that dude? I think it was Bush the second, George W. Is he the one that caught Saddam? Am I messing up? Yeah, I think I'm mixing up Iraq and Iran. There we go. I'm thinking about Iraq. But Iran is a country we supported their uranium program. I had to think. Middle East. There's a lot of shit going on over there. Yeah. See love. Accept everybody as love. Even though people do shitty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand that they are loved too, and they are going through shit the same way as you. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. Can you see past a person's mistakes? Can you see past your own mistakes? And just see them as another piece of light, like releasing judgment. Are we able to do that? Yeah, stop and breathe is coming through. Stop and breathe. Today, reality is shaped by what we believe. Take a deep breath, reassess, and realign. Let go of what doesn't help the situation. Again, this says look past a person's seeming errors. Don't see the errors. Like if you could look past the mistakes, if you could look past the errors, if you could look past the misunderstandings and see love, can you move yourself towards acceptance? Stop and breathe. Can you look past what doesn't help the situation? Those things don't help a situation. Everybody has made mistakes. Everybody has caused an error. Everybody has hurt and harmed someone else. You cannot sit in a position and say, I've never hurt anyone. You've hurt yourself and you've hurt others. But when you can stop and breathe and get past the mistakes, the errors, the understandings, the misunderstandings, and move into acceptance, that I too am just like everybody else. We are all on our journey and we all have different challenges, right? So it's not on to us, like how we were talking about the president, it's not on to us to go in and remove Venezuelan president, no matter how he got there. He's telling something he's illegitimate. Well, we can have the same motherfucking conversation over here in terms of voter integrity or confidence in our U.S. voting system, like there is no corruption. I think it was more, this is just my opinion, it is political. You can not take it because we are not going to have the same political views, and that's fine. We can agree to disagree, or we can speak, to each other with respect and expand the conversation. I'm open for either one. But I believe that there was more voter interference in the last election than there has been in any other time in history, and it didn't even get talked about. It was a lot of activity that seemed to be nefarious in terms of voter suppression in the most recent election. I don't think 47 would be 47 if it wasn't. And I think 47 laid the framework by making people suspicious of voter activity when there wasn't any. So essentially, he claimed that there was voter suppression and voting fraud in an election where there wasn't any. And then there was no complaint in an election where there was the practices were very suspicious. And not because the person that I would have liked to see win didn't win. I personally don't vote. That's just my belief system. So my shit wouldn't have counted no way because I didn't cast one. And I struggled in the spirit not to cast a vote because I go back and forth between whether I'm a voter or whether I'm not. Um, I just don't like the political system here and I choose not to engage in it. I do understand that my ancestors fought very hard, not only just as a woman, but as an African American woman for my right to vote. But I just don't have any confidence in this government system to do what we want them to do anyway. They're not looking out for our interests. They get in there under whatever guise, whatever they told us, and they do what the fuck they want to do anyway. So I just don't vote for either one of them. I'm not a Democrat or a fucking Republican. Forgive and release. See, forgive. I know it's kind of mixed because we kind of got into politics a little bit, and people like, I'm sure, like, we don't want to hear you talk about politics, your views are your views, and that could be risky because if I say I'm not a Democrat, then people get mad at that. If I say I don't like Republican, people get mad at that. If I say I'm just against, like, I have problems with the whole system, you know, people may not agree with that, but people can agree what they want to, right? It's just a thing. Forgive and release. What has happened that you need to let go of? Right? Even though, you know what I mean? Like, if you could see past a person's errors, mistakes, and the misunderstanding, if you can come to a level of acceptance and see yourself just like any other person, and everybody has the same, you know, potentiality to be wonderful and to be great despite their mistakes, then could you not move yourself into forgiveness and release? Forgiveness and releasing doesn't mean that a person has access to your life, and we make this point every single time, because why hold on to unforgiveness? You can release that from off of you, but you can still maintain your posture and your boundary that this person cannot be around me because, you know, of whatever reason. I forgive you, but I don't forget. I need to remember so that I keep my boundaries in place, not just with you, but others who will behave the same way. Like, in general, it's indiscriminate. Therefore, you know, I'm practicing consistently, you know, in all my relationships. So you can forgive a person. You can look past the error. You can look past the mistake. You can look past the misunderstanding. You can move yourself into acceptance. You can then move into forgiving and releasing. That means you forgive whatever happened. You release that energy from yourself. You can also release that person from your life. Right? You don't have to keep them with you or give them access just because you forgive, beloved. And forgiving is not for them, it's for yourself. You forgive yourself, you forgive them. Well, why would I forgive myself, Lati? Because nobody is, you know, unless you were like, it's, I gotta back up and say it because sometimes people would take, you know, the extreme of what I'm saying and run in a different direction. We are all, you know, here on this planet together and we run into chaos. Some people are just chaotic. They want to cause fuckery, hurt, and harm because of whatever is going on with them that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. So if a person hurts you and traumatizes you in some sort of way, and I'm saying to release and to forgive, you might be like, I cannot forgive that. And you may be right in this space and time. You may not be able to forgive it. So sit with your truth and acknowledge your own feelings, validate them, right? But you could get to a point where you can forgive that person. You know, even if it was a very heinous act, like when somebody has violated you, your body, or something like that, it's like, you know, this person had to be ill. Something was going on either in the head, the heart, you know, they had to be traumatized in some sort of way, or it was very, not to justify their actions, but you know that something's wrong with a person when you can inflict such heinous acts and pain upon them and be stoic or emotionally removed from whatever it is that you're doing. You know, that's it happens in nature. We know it happens, so we can accept the fact that it does happen. But at the same time, you know, in a moment, you like, no, I can't fucking forgive that shit. But years later, you may be able to do it and not forgive for them, but it's forgiving so that you can release that trauma off of you. You need that space to lighten your heart up so that joy can enter back in. You can start to have some fulfillment in life and being around, you know, people enjoying just the experience. And it's very difficult to enjoy anything when you are harboring unforgiveness, trauma, bitterness, when you only see life through a series of mistakes and misunderstanding and errors. Can you bring yourself to acceptance? Yeah. Sensitivity is coming in. So embrace sensitivity. And we see rainbow dragon. If you are a dragon, if you are, you know, again, one of those other types of spirits, because I'm picking up rainbow children, crystal children. I'm picking up somebody that has some sort of sensitivity, some sort of gift. 21 breaks down to the number 3. It's given like, I don't know if you're an empath or just like a highly sensitive person, HSP. Yeah, you're definitely one. You're gonna feel things a lot deeply, a lot deeper than other people feel it. You could feel things that you consider to be an infraction, like an error or a mistake. It could be easy to offend you. And I'm not saying it's like just because it is because you're sensitive, but it's not a bad thing. It's like the other side of the coin. You know, when we are highly sensitive people, we pick up on cues that other people don't notice. It's almost like you see how there's like energy here. It's like ringing out. It feels like a radiating, like somebody dropped a dot, and it's now you can see the energy ripple effect out. It's given like you feel the energy different. You can feel energetic shift. You can feel the cues or this just the subtlety of the energies. And that's why we were picking up what's the vibe. There's a vibration in the air right now. And I feel it circling. And I think even in the description to this live, they put something like that. What did they put? Yeah. They put what's the vibe and energy swirling. See? That's what they put. Energy swirling, and that's the title. What's the vibes, right? Because this is what we're picking up. It feels like this. It feels like this. This is what I feel. You know, and it's very difficult to explain to somebody that. Like, I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm all kind of clears. I'm a medium. You know what I mean? So I feel shit. I feel it. I'm very, very sensitive. And I feel even like Mercury retrograde is coming in, but it's not coming in until like the end of February going into March. And I feel the energy. So I don't know what is like the shift, or maybe people's gifts are just deepening. Like you just feel more, you see more. You know, it's like the sensations. I feel like everything things that I eat, like I taste different. Like it feels heightened, it feels deepened, it feels just more potent and prominent. Like everything feels like major right now. I don't know what's going on in the energy, but it definitely feels ticked up, like heightened up, like kicked up type of energy. So spirit, what's the vibe? I could definitely see stop and breathe 18 is moon energy. It's definitely something stirring. We've been talking about the waters being stirred up. I feel the moon. I feel subconscious. Somebody's subconscious is getting ready to, and it's something with misspelling. So you could definitely have spell work going on around you because it's spell, Speel. Somebody don't know how to spell. It's definitely something with spell work, but they're off, they're wrong, they don't know how to spell or something like that. That keeps coming up. And I feel things coming from the subconscious. I feel energy about to erupt. You know, it almost feels like a volcano, like an awakening or quickening. I do feel the sensitivity, so the awakening is there. A lot more people Not like this fad shit. It's not fad. It's not the, oh, let me go watch a reading for this, or let me just jump on the spirituality bandwagon. No, this is people who have been on a journey for a long time. Like I'm telling you, it's been 20 something years. It's been a long time, of learning, of growing and watching and observing and seeing how, yeah, what you were showing me way back when, that's true. Oh, we have been doing this ever since a kid. Yes. Oh, that's not normal. Other people don't do that. No, they don't. I did not know that most people don't remember their dreams. I generally remember all my dreams. I thought that shit was normal. I thought it was weird when you didn't remember your dreams. But a lot of people don't. I was like, oh, what? You don't see other people in your life like when you meet them, you didn't know whether you knew them or not? What are you talking about? You didn't hear that? No, what are you talking about? And shit, that shit have you, they'll lock your ass up because you'll be looking like you the crazy one. But you're not. You just could sense other things around you. You could sense the other world. You could sense other dimensions. You can sense other beings. And for somebody, you're going to be able to see them because sight is another sense. When you are able to see, other bodied energies around you, it could freak you out. But you are coming in on a different wavelength for a specific reason. It is to bring your sensitivity. It could be bringing the type of energy we need, somebody who is able to accept others and people and around them as a pixel of light on voluntary escape, just like they are. Love that could issue forgiveness and help people release, whatever trauma and shit that's hanging down in them. That's what I'm getting. But yeah, I feel like people are starting to sense something very, very different. Something from the ethereal world, from the spiritual realm, something calling them and letting them know that they're more. There is more. We are more. So much more that they don't tell us. I told y'all we finna mine on the moon. Okay, so it's not like, and the moon is just our neighbor. That's where we can get to. We're talking about space exploration and going into deep space as far as we can push the envelope. So the further that we travel and the further that we explore, the more that we know, the more that we're open up to. We can start to see the fuckery, the theater that would control us as a populace so that we don't know, we don't expand. Because they want to know and they want to expand, but they also don't want us as a populace to grow. They want to keep your mind wrapped up with entertainment and shit that don't fucking matter so that you don't tap into your power. Because when we tap into our power and understand what's going on and channel all of that energy into a common goal and into a common direction, we can change all of this bullshit. Everything that we talked about, whether it's hoarding resources, whether it's turning us against each other, whether it's fear mongering and using fear as a way to wage war on the populace so that we don't see our similarities. We are focused on superficial differences, that we don't see each other through the eyes of the Most High God, that which created all of creation, right? It created us in an amazing, immense variety to express that thing, that expression. What is inside of you? Allow it to come out and to be free, uninhibited, unrestrained, right? To be supported, to be able to connect, to amplify and magnify the energy. If you are a person with this sensitivity, you probably come to transmute and to help raise the vibes of Gaia. Breath work is going to be important. Your energy will continue to, like, you'll feel the turbulence in the energy. You'll feel it well before it comes. You will be a person, like, again, like some people don't feel it until it, like, starts to radiate down here. This final ring getting close, you'll feel it all the way up there in the center. Like your nose is touched on it. So be mindful of what is going on in your environment right now when the spirit is calling you and you're starting to feel the sensation of something happening. Know that things are changing. Stay clued in, stay tapped in, do your breathing exercises, and today work on acceptance. People for who they are, not for the mistakes and the errors that they have made, but the simple fact that we are all that they made. The Alpha and the Omega made us all. And none of us know it all. We know, but we don't know. We got to remember, we got to learn, we got to grow. And as we are learning and growing, then we give each other grace, forgiveness, release the past, step into the sensitivity of your heart, and understand that for somebody you're something different. We'll tap back into it on the lunchtime message. Thank y'all so much. Until then, have a great rising. Ashe. Mwah.